Man, I used to feel like king of the world, but now it's whatever. I used to be in love with this girl, but now her and I, we ain't going together. But that's life.
Hey, what's up everybody? How you doing? Welcome back. This is Mikey Fwesh from Fwesh Artist 101. And this video is a continuation from my last video, how to be successful in acting. If you've gotten your headshot and you've gotten your resume and you're ready to go, now we can move on to the next step, which is putting all those tools into action. I want to start off this video by a quote from Steve Martin. His quote says, "No one ever takes note of my advice because it's not the answer that they want to hear. What they want to hear is, here's how you get an agent, or here's how you write a script. But I always say, be so good they can't ignore you." It's a really, really, really great quote, because before I even give all these next steps, I just want to say that no two paths in this business are the same. You can't get to the same destination doing the exact same thing that everyone else has done. Some people are going to make it out of living from a hole in the wall. Some people are going to make it because their parents have been actors. You never know. There's no one place to go. There's no one place to move to. But the one thing you can control is how good you are at your craft and your skill. So always be mindful that you need to work on yourself as an actor, as an artist, as much as you can. Make yourself as sharp as you can. Iron out all of your weaknesses. Don't just work on your strong points. Also work on your weak points. So with that said, moving on to what to do after you get your headshot and your resume set up. First step would be definitely to send your headshot and your resume to different agencies and talent agencies and things like that. I'm going to do a separate video because I work with two different markets. I work with Boston and New York. I'm going to do a separate video talking about agents and managers and casting agencies and things like that, so I can be a lot more specific on where to send your stuff to and how to do that. But that would be one of your first steps, is to send that out. I put as much emphasis on this one out of all the points that I can put, and that's do student films. The way I started acting in film and television, I'd done theater my whole life, but when I started doing film and TV, the first thing I started to do was I did 5-minute films for BU students and Emerson Mass Art students for their film classes. Stuff that wouldn't even be put out there, 5-minute videos for their class. Like, the only people who would see it would be the professors and the classmates. And what this does for you, it sounds like a lot of work for nothing. You're not going to get paid. Most likely you'll get food. Sometimes you won't. But what this is going to do for you is it's going to get you comfortable with being in front of the camera. For me, I started in theater. Theater and film acting are two completely different things. They have a lot of similarities and the same foundation, but the execution is a lot different. And you need as much experience as you can get being in front of the camera, working with the set. You also have to gain that kind of experience of working on your character, working on the scripts before you get onto set, before you may even meet the director. You have to have that kind of stuff in mind. Also, you're going to meet a lot of directors and producers and, tech people, other actors that pretty much are going to be the future of this industry. When you build these friendships and these bonds with these people, you have a chance at having access to work later on. So you're networking from the very, very beginning of this process. And the best way to do that is to do student films. Get familiar with the community in these film schools, because that will be your bloodline later on, your networks, your connections, and your training and practice. Between gigs, you're probably, even if you get your headshot and your resume sent into a talent agency or a casting agency, it's going to take a little while for them to, to make their way over to you and to your name. So what you're going to have to do to occupy your time is definitely do these student films. They're going to be happening a lot, happening often, and the good thing about that is you can get those copies really easily from the things that you've done, and you can set up your reel. And once you put together a reel, that's what talent agencies are really going to want to see, is how you look on film, how you look framed in the shot, well lit, how you react as an actor to the other actors on screen, and see if you're a marketable person for them. So that's going to be very, very important. The last thing I want to tell you about is find a talent. That's probably second in importance behind the student films. Find a talent that you can do between gigs, between student films, as you're working on your craft. If you can, try to find something that will keep you artistically connected. One thing for me is I got my camera, a Canon 7D, because I wanted to do video for production company, things like that back in Boston, and I ended up falling in love with the still photography aspect of the camera, and so I started doing a lot of photography stuff. I've done a wedding, I've done, you know, some headshots and things like that for actors, so that keeps me connected into the world of art in and of itself. And what that kind of does is, even when you're not booking roles, you're still working and you're still doing things and meeting people. You know, no actors are just actors, no dancers are just dancers anymore. Like, everyone kind of does a little bit of everything. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, please leave those comments down in the comment box, or you can write me on my email address. I have it down in the description. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if this channel is useful to you. Thank you very much, and stay fresh.
This is